Welcome back to the channel, everyone, and I guess more importantly, welcome to 2024. And today I thought I might start something that could be maybe a new series here on my little YouTube channel, where I'm going to pick a picture or an image that I've created, and we will just kind of break that image down, and I will show you exactly how I created that shot. So if you end up feeling this video is worthy at the end and want to see more videos like this where I just take apart one specific image and show y'all the ins and outs of how I created it, please let me know down there in the comments, and I'll look at doing more of these in the future. Today we're going to look at one that I did here recently for the women's basketball team here, and it's a all-in-one shot for their poster. So we wanted to capture everything in camera. In comparison, I've actually got the men's team poster here, where it's just a collection of images that were composited together to make this poster. But the women's team wanted to do something a little bit different and wanted to do an image where we'd have all the players in that one image, and unfortunately I don't have one of the posters here to show y'all, so I'm gonna pop it up on the screen. They actually had them out for the first time, I guess about a week ago when I went to one of their games, but the line was too long for me to wait in to grab a poster, and I'll get one from the team later. But and so that's why I'm gonna have to pop it on the screen. But you can see this is nothing revolutionary here, nothing specifically new about this style of image, and it's one where you have the players kind of huddled up, and the camera angle is facing upward, and so the players are kind of huddling over the lens of the camera. This idea was brought to me, I guess it was probably the night before the photo shoot, and several things kind of ran through my mind when it came to being able to pull this image off. The first thing being the width of my lens, and shooting with the Canon R5 here, still got tethered, but shooting with the Canon R5 and the RF lenses there, up until recently, which actually included the date of this shoot, was prior to, I guess they have a 10 to 20 millimeter, I believe now, zoom lens out, wide zoom. But prior to that, I think they have the 14 to 35 f4, and then this one, the 15 to 35 2.8, which I used a lot on that Navy shoot. That was in my recent videos. But this is as wide as I could go, so that was a concern of mine. Obviously, when you've got a team over your lens, you want the wider you can go, the better. So you can, you have a wider field of view. And several factors will contribute to how wide you need to have your lens. And that would be, in this case, that would be the number of players, the actual height of the players, how much coverage you need of the players, and how far down you can get with your camera to enhance that width, that your lens that you're trying to gain out of your lens. So all those factors come together to influence the final outcome here. And having such a short notice on this, I was trying to scramble to make sure that I was gonna be able to pull this shot off with what I had available. And like I said, right from the onset, the width of my lens is going, this is going to be pretty much a determining factor of how I can go about the rest of the image. So at 15 millimeters, I know I can't go any wider. So when I'm looking at options to aid me with this bottleneck of 15 millimeters, I'm trying to figure out exactly how many players we're going to have. The less amount of players, the better, because then they can come in tighter. The more they're going to be spread out. The height of the players, the taller they are, the more that's going to help me out, because they're going to be up from the lens. Also with the height, if we need to, I had this kind of figured out too, where we could either get benches or chairs, bring them around where the players, if needed, they could stand on those, which would give them an extended height, which would then help out the fact that I only have a 15 millimeter wide lens. So a couple of things that help me out on that end is I'm dealing with a basketball team, so the players are going to be higher than normal, and so that was playing into effect. And then in this case, we're going to have 11 players, so that was a tighter circle, which was also going to help on that end. The wild card was going to be how close to the ground I could get this camera with me operating it. And so that's where I quickly realized that if I was going to be operating the camera with it in front of my face, laying down on the court, that was not going to it was not going to be wide enough. The 15 millimeters was not going to give me the coverage that I needed. So I had to come up with a way to get around that obstacle. And that's where I came up with plugging this in and using Capture One, the capture software I normally use, and it's live view mode. So what I can do is plug this in, go into the software, click on live view, and it would show me exactly what the camera is seeing. Now, I'm pretty sure you can do that in Lightroom if you tether into Lightroom. And I know with like Sony cameras, like the one I'm using right here, I can use live view actually on my phone, and I can operate the camera right from my phone. So there are other options outside of Capture One that I was using here. But let's take a look at it. I'm gonna plug my camera in. We'll take a quick look at the live view. Then I will show you some behind the scenes clips, exactly how I was pulling this off. So let's take a quick look at this live view mode on Capture One. And right here you can see this is my Capture One screen. I've got some wacky settings on my camera so it'll expose during this video for me. But right here you can see the rest of the camera settings like I just said. And then this is your live view mode. So you click this and you can see exactly what the camera is seeing. And this is exactly what I used on set. And here you can see actually the Creator app from Sony doing the same thing. If you wanted to control a Sony camera, you could do it pretty much by your phone, if I'm not mistaken. But so once you have everything set in frame, then you just come over here and click this button and you can start taking pictures. And you'll see them pop up over here, and that's exactly what I did during this photo shoot. Okay, so that quick demo showed you exactly how the live view works with the camera and the computer and how it made it possible for me to see what was going on. And I'll show you the behind the scenes clip where you can kind of see exactly how that was put into play and how the images were popping right across on the computer. So one of the main benefits of using live view for this type of image was that it gave me the opportunity to check my composition on the computer there, so then we could instruct the players on where they needed to be, where to look, and how to position themselves best for the composition of the poster image. So after I figured out how I was gonna make the camera work, then I need to figure out how I was gonna light this shot. And let me show you too how this worked too when I laid the camera down, just because with the eyepiece on the R5, and I've got the battery grip here, which kind of helps this out, but the eyepiece pushes the camera slightly forward. So then what I did was just grab the lens cap and slide the lens cap underneath the battery grip here, which then leveled the lens. So it just used kind of what I had with me, and this worked perfectly to even out or level my camera for the shot. For the lighting, I used two FJ400s for this shot. And what I did is I took off these reflectors and just use the bare bulb here that has this frosting on the front, this frosted glass, I should say, on the front here. And so what I ended up doing is placing two of these. I'm just gonna do one here because this thing falls. I don't wanna break more than one of these things. Something I didn't really have to worry about too much on the court. But so what I did is I placed one on either side of my camera. Moving into this, I was thinking maybe I would have like a small beauty dish, a small modifier like a beauty dish or something on this, but even those were too large for the small space that I had with all the players circling in around my camera. So I just went with very low power, probably like around 2.5 on these, and I had one on the other side of the camera. And so that's basically what I use, just two bare bulb strobes at very low power, aiming straight up with my lens here, and I'll put the information, the camera settings on the screen so you can kind of see that. But that's basically how we made this happen. It was this part of the shoot was at the end of the day. We had photographed all the players prior to, and then had to put this together really, really quick out on the center court. And I lined it up where you can see the top of the arena there with the Gamecock logo. They ended up taking it out for the poster image. But that was basically how this came together. And that's part of this job, is just being able to solve problems on the fly and being able to make things work just at the end of the day. And I believe this image came out really neat. It's something different that I really haven't seen too much of when it comes to team poster type images. And it's always fun, at least in my mind, to capture everything in camera for the some of these images, because so many of them are composited together, like I showed you the other image earlier. All right, so if you feel like this video is worthy, please hit that thumbs up, and let me know down in the comments if you want to see more videos like this breaking down specific images that I might have done in the past or I have coming up here in the future. For more content just like this, hit that subscribe button down there and the little bell so YouTube will let you know when I'm back on here next time. In the meantime, you can find me on social media at quantzphoto over on Instagram and ProLite Mods over on Instagram. Y'all please stay safe and healthy out there, and I will see y'all again soon in the next one.